So we got a new case today. His name's Henry Thoreau.
Henry Thoreau? What's he in for?
Refusing to pay his tax.
His name sounds familiar. Was he here a couple weeks before?
He was.
What brings him back?
I don't know yet.
He can try to make a point or something?
Let's hope not. How do you want to do this?
I don't know. You want to do the classic? Good cop, bad cop?
Sounds good.
I'll be bad cop.
I don't know. You get out of hand sometimes.
What are you talking about? Who created this?
I think you lose it sometimes.
I'll be fine this time.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do this. Hello there, Mr. Thoreau, is it? Almost. Yeah, whatever. So, I see you were here a couple weeks ago for tax evasion, was it?
It was.
What brings you back so soon?
Tax
Jail
evasion.
that much or something?
I did, yeah, it was pretty nice.
Wow. It's great.
It's your lucky day. You're free to go.
What?
You're free to go.
Why?
Your neighbor bailed you out.
Alright, be serious. Was it you?
It wasn't me, no.
I see. So, tell me something, Mr. Thoreau. Were you planning on writing this experience down anytime soon?
I wasn't really planning on it before, but now that you said it, it sounds like a
Answer the question!
Yeah, sure, I will.
Good. Now, tell me, in as few words as possible, what exactly was the ethos, pathos, and logos you were planning to utilize in this writing of yours?
Well, interesting question. I think for pathos, I'm going to try and make my audience feel bad and appeal to their sense of guilt, because they're not really doing anything. I know that some people are doing great things to rebel, but I know the majority of the people that are reading this won't be. So I think pathos, trying to get them to feel like, oh, I better do this, he's telling me to do this, I'm not really doing it right. So yeah, I think that'll work. And for ethos, I feel like my time in jail, even though it was a short while, I gained some I have some legitimate credibility. I know what I'm talking about when it comes to I don't know, any of this political stuff. I've done a lot of thinking. I lived in the woods for a long time. Even though I was in a cabin, it's still the woods, no one was there. So, and then logos, as I said, in the woods, I had a lot of time to process everything that was going on in just life in general. So I've had a lot of practice with logical thinking, so I can just incorporate that. I know what I'm talking about here.
You think you're pretty smart now, don't you, Mr. Thoreau?
I read a lot of books. A lot of books. Mythology type, myself.
So what Greek myths are you a fan of, huh? You like reading about? The one that stood out to me most was probably about Orpheus.
Orpheus. He was the one who changed the nature of the rocks and trees and beasts, wasn't he?
Wow. Yeah, that's the one. I might actually... Can you say that line again?
Changed the nature of the rocks and trees and beasts.
I could use that. I could use that about the thing I'm writing. Or will be writing eventually. Thank you. What am I here for? I don't know!
So tell me some more about your time in jail. You seem to be a fan of that time.
I was arrested as I was on my way to the shoemaker's to get a shoe which was mended. When I was let out the next morning,
I proceeded to finish my errand, and having put on my mended shoe, joined a huckleberry party, who were impatient to put themselves under my conduct.
Thoreau, we've been here for like 9 hours now. You haven't given me anything. Wasting my time. I don't have time for this.
Tom, calm down.
What, Christy?
Calm down.
You can't go. I can't handle anymore of this.
There's literally like nothing I haven't given him, like, information-wise. He's only asked like 2 questions at this point.
Are you okay, Mr. Thoreau? Do you need anything? Anything to drink?
You got Nesquik?
I can get that for you.
Wow. Thank you.
I have a few questions for you. You said that your views on your people have changed after being let out from prison. How have those views changed?
When I was released from jail, my entire perspective really changed on the neighbors and the entire town as a whole, because I realized that the neighbors are sort of just blindly following the government, and they don't really realize how corrupt the government has become and how corrupt it's making them, because now they're kind of all just looking out for themselves, and whenever somebody needs help, it's not really like they're fending just for like whatever benefits them.
So I overheard you were going to write about this experience. What kind of rhetorical strategies do you plan on using?
I like metaphors. For example, the idea of like starting to disobey the government could be like equated to putting your head into the fire. That one works. I'm probably going to use that multiple times. 3 to 4 times in the essay.
An afro.
Sure, I could do that. Potentially in reference to, like, I want to emphasize, I want to really drill home that my neighbors aren't good, so I could like keep referring to them in different like clauses, saying like that they did this, that they did that. That'll work, I think.
Farb, can you give me and my partner a few minutes to discuss?
Sure.
Alright, looks like his case is pretty clear.
What are you talking about? This theory guy? He definitely deserves to be back in jail.
Yes, but he did accept his punishment
He still broke the law.
without using any violence.
He thinks he's better than everyone and that the government is corrupt?
He was just stating what he believed.
I don't know. It might be a while before I agree with you, but for now, you can say this is a clear case of civil disobedience.
Case closed, baby, let's go!
So,
Action.
tell me some more about your time in jail. Don't smile, it's fine that happens.
I was shaking so hard.
Stop like in between smiling. You're like.
I can